chat, comment section, friends, foes, theys, thems, men, women, whatever you may be. It has been too long since I posted a reaction video. I have been slacking, admittedly. I cannot say it was not because I elected not to. No, it was admittedly just because I was being lazy. Therefore, hi, I'm back. I haven't gone anywhere. I've been streaming the entire time anyway. So, hi, welcome back. We're not doing Epic for a while because I need to check on see if there's any new animatics that are going to be cool to react to. But instead, we're back to Warhammer because, you know, a month ago, Bricky posted part 2 of his Factions Re-Explained, and I meant to start watching that around like a week after it came out, because, you know, rules about fair reactions, give it a week before you actually watch the video. And then I just didn't do it because I was lazy and I didn't feel like doing it. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna make up for it. So as usual, link is in the description below. Go watch it. Oh, it's been out for a month. You better have watched the original video already. On God by the Omnisaya. You better have already watched it. So again, support Bricky. He's cool. His content is very cool. We'll do that before you support me and watch this and see how many mistakes I make in getting caught back up on Warhammer lore because of how long it's been. And that said, let's get started on the first part of what I am sure is going to be another month's worth of videos on this alone because it's an hour and a half. Oh, Bricky, I swear to God. Anyway, let's get started. There's no point waiting around. I've left people hanging for too long. Too long, I say. Let's commence. Editing me is gonna hate having to cut this a bit because I hit full screen and then the video began to play for like a split second, so I panicked and had to. Sorry, future editing me. You're gonna hate this a little bit. I mean, it's not really. It's gonna be like one extra cut. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I left a gap. Anyway, here's Bricky to remind us that this is part 2.
This video is part 2 in a 2-part series on every faction re-explained. If you've not seen part 1, you were either snatched by the YouTube algorithm, or you don't let anything, not even common sense, hold you back. And for that, well, I wish I could be that strong.
I mean, look, as someone who insists in watching things in order to the point that I don't even buy books out of order unless I objectively have to, for real, it's like a thing. Like I've started collecting manga and light novels. I have a shelf. I feel a certain kind of way if I'm not getting them in order, which pisses me off when I'm at Barnes & Noble looking for these things and they don't have the early volumes and I'm just like, where's volume 1? Where's 2? Where's the early books? I need to get them in order, or it won't make sense. Says me, who has Mushoku Tensei volumes 1 and 12 and nothing in between them because I just couldn't find the early. I really need to. I really need to. And I need to replace my copy of volume 12 because one of my parents' dogs ruined it. I mean, it's still readable. They just removed the back cover, but it's not going to look the same on the shelf. It's not going to look the same. Okay, I got off topic anyway.
The quest to find the Primarchs was expansive and treacherous.
To catch us up real quick, to remind, when we left off, it was before the Horus Heresy, when we were getting to the other factions, as I remember. We were going through the Imperium. We're probably still going to be on the Imperium, because there's a lot of sub-factions in the Imperium. Anyway, continue, Bricky. I apologize for interrupting you.
To the point where they really should, like, write a book about it.
Hey, editing me, put that chart of the Horus Heresy book order up again. Yeah, please, cool, thanks. No. I'm not getting into the Horus Heresy books. That is too much, man. I have like a 5-shelf bookshelf where I put my games and stuff on. I feel like the Horus Heresy books would alone take up that entire bookshelf. If I got them. It would just be a bookshelf of Warhammer 40k shit. To some people, that's probably an achievement, but anyway.
Despite never seeing the Emperor before in their lives, the Primarchs all instinctively knew who the Emperor was. Whether it's his psychic connection to him or just plain old intuition, the giant golden god is a bit of a giveaway. The Primarchs all lived their own lives, and some lived substantially better lives.
Wait, what's that Discord post? Shammy. Hey gamers, editor here. So, how Richard managed to record Discord not notifications in his voiceover. Look, as someone who makes absolutely sure that if he's recording anything via OBS, that I have Discord in streamer mode just to make sure that there are never any notifications. That's funny. Thank you, editor, for informing us.
Than others. Rabute Gilliman of the Ultramarines rose through the ranks of his worlds and ended up turning an entire sector into a high-functioning society, where others like...
Hey, okay, look. Gilliman, I like Gilliman because he has mega depression. He was boring when he didn't have mega depression, and then they gave him mega depression, and suddenly he was way more interesting. I have problems.
Mortarion lived on the poisonous hellscape of Barbarous under the boot heel of his own adopted father. When the Emperor arrived, some wanted to play a little bit of catch with their dad at first, and some didn't trust the baseball bat he was carrying, and some didn't want to play at all. Eventually,
Horse with the hockey stick. Yeah, I wonder what he's going to use that for. Anyway.
One by one, the Emperor returned his sons to his side to bring them back together as one happy family.
Oh, Britchard. Oh, Britchard. You're a funny guy.
A family who needed a good cleaning. Are you tired of boring old soap? Is your...
That is a segue. That is a segue, my man. Mortarion definitely needs some soap, though. Mortarion definitely needs soap.
Son, the foulest being ever. Do your eyes sting when he comes near? Well, clean that man right back up with the power of Cheeky. That's right, the brand new moisturizing bar soap brought to you by Moist Critical and Bricky approved.
Oh, it's another product from Charlie. That's cool. Huh. Cool. I mean, I'm not really one to check out a ton of creator products. Actually, that reminds me of a funny story. Okay, so, look, I don't hide the fact I'm broke as shit, okay? I work at a freaking retail store, okay? I'm broke as hell, right? So, me and my sister, in order to help pad the food bills, we visit a food bank every month that's, like, right around the corner from our apartment. And I don't know why, the last couple of times we visited it, they just had, like, guy shampoo, hair care stuff in it. It's actually not bad stuff either. I've been using, like, the conditioner, mostly just because I haven't run out of my usual shampoo yet, so I'm just waiting to last that out. So, hey, I don't need to spend money on shampoo and conditioner for a while, because I have, like, 4 different fucking things of it to go through first. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I don't mind it. It helps, because I got crazy-ass frizzy hair, so it helps, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I wasn't broke as hell, I'd probably get some more stuff like this. Like, I just can't, man. I don't have the money. So much of the stuff that gets advertised is like, oh, cool. Shame I'm broke. Anyway, go on, Bricky.
Nurgle hates it, but you'll love it. Bar soap is always so sticky and has a ton of fuss, but...
Yeah, no, actually, like, I got Mr. Squatch bar soap to use before. And not gonna lie, I didn't like using it because every time I was done using it, I always felt weirdly sticky afterwards. I don't know why. I didn't like it. I don't like it when soap leaves me a little sticky. Like, yeah, I'm clean, but now I feel sticky. I don't like it. I don't like the sticky.
But now you'll be glowing to the surprise of Lehman Russ. Cheeky soap is so good, we didn't even take a down payment for the sponsor. That's right. We love this soap so much, we are operating on 100% commission. We are supported purely and only by those of you who buy Cheeky. It is the best bar soap we have ever used. That is not a hyperbole. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Take it.
You know, I respect immensely that as he's gotten deeper in his career, Bricky has found more and more ways to just sell his sponsorship segments.
The man himself.
Bricky's right. It's very good.
Fi Lavender, Pope Francis, Just Soap.
What? What are these titles? Wait, hold up. We gotta go through these. Hold up. Let me see these.
Boy, a multitude of flavors, including
Lo-Fi Lavender.
Pope
Francis. I love these jokes.
Francis, Just Soap.
Just Soap. Just Soap.
Touch Grass and
I love this shit. I love it when products are on the nose. It's why I like the product names for like gamer subs, because they're just they just have fun. They're not trying to, you know, be good for a marketing board. No, they're just being funny. They know who their market is, and it's gamers.
And absolute cinnamon.
I love these meme name products. It's so funny. God, I'm trying to imagine if I bought any of this stuff. How would I explain to my dad that I started getting these products and they're good, but their names are the most ridiculous internet meme shit ever?
Cheeky alone has made me swallow.
Anyway, we should definitely continue because we're 10 minutes into the recording and we're only 2.5 minutes into the video. We're not even past the ad read. My yap degree continues on strong.
Back to bar soap as my primary choice. No more liquid soap for this brick. Cheeky is the play. Go ahead and go to useshiggy.com/Bricky or code Bricky for 10% off your purchase and domestically support these videos. That's code Bricky at useshiggy.com/Bricky or click the link in the description to learn more. Get clean now.
Come on! Bricky! You can't hit me with that! You can't come out of the ad read! Come on, dude! I was coming out of the ad read ready for it to be serious. Okay. Okay. Ooh, hold the back of my neck. Gotta calm down. Gotta calm down. Ooh. I gotta play the video. I gotta play the video. I'll stifle myself. I'll stifle myself.
Oh, yeah, so half his sons turned on him after the Emperor.
Oh, thank you, Bricky. Oh, that brought me down. Oh, that brought me down. Oh my God, what the fuck? Why was that so funny? I think it was Bricky's face. It was the casual, yeah, I live like this and I don't regret it. What? Behold my army of plastic soldiers. So yeah, anyway, the Horus Heresy.
Was able to bring all of his sons back into the fold again. He sent them on their way with his end goal in mind, reclaiming the lost worlds of humanity. Each of his Primarchs fanned out across the galaxy to accomplish this goal, but the one they were expected to was his favored son, and the first one found, allegedly, which was
allegedly, considering there might be a speculation that he might have found either Alfarius or one of the missing Primarchs first. If I mean, you know, allegedly, and we don't talk about the missing Primarchs, but there's rumors that maybe Alfarius wasn't even spirited away by the Chaos Gods. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't taken at all. We don't know, man. We don't know anything with Alfarius and Omega or how that happened.
Was Horus. Horus was granted the title.
But for the sake of ease, we'll just say Horus was the first one found and just roll with it.
Of War Master, and he certainly lived up to Big E's expectations, which were very specific and set by Big E himself to all of his sons. Either intentionally or not, the Emperor did not mention to his sons some of the more chaotic aspects of the galaxy. Horus himself, while
I mean, you know, we can speculate that maybe it was intentionally and that he was just trying to keep them away from the warp and chaos, but really, he probably should have warned them about that. You know, Magnus. We'll let Bricky get there. I'm sure he'll get there.
In the process of creating a more advanced human world, was informed of the existence of chaos gods, a factoid that Horus initially did not believe. To him, it was a bit unfathomable to think that his father would emit such significant information on the inner workings of the galaxy. However,
I mean, you know. You know. Oh, God, that was a bad time to say anything while I was yawning. Anyway,
Soon realized this was the truth, and this betrayal was unacceptable. With the astronomical weight put on his shoulders and his father immediately leaving it all in his hands, combined with the slow corruption of his mind by those closest to him,
Erebus!
He began to change his tune. Horus began amassing a following behind his father's back with several other Primarchs and began to formulate plans to usurp him from his throne on Terra. While this was occurring, Magnus the Red tried to FaceTime his dad back on Terra. That resulted in the shattering of a protective barrier between Terra and the demons of the warp.
Oopsie daisy. I still think that's one of my favorite bits. Oh god. It's been so long, I forgot how TTS portrayed that moment, but it was so funny. Magnus's biggest fuck up.
Due to this damage, the Emperor was forced to sit on the Golden Throne to assure that it would continue to function. Ultimately, half of the Primarchs would fall to chaos, and the remaining half would fight back viciously against their brothers. Horus eventually gained the upper hand and arrived in orbit above Terra itself, and after
Oh god, okay, hold on for a moment. God, I laughed so hard I'm actually getting a headache now. Oh no.
antagonizing his father enough, the Emperor temporarily removed himself from the throne, strategically putting his old friend there as a seat warmer, and went to confront Horus
Malkador just turning to fucking dust.
Himself on the Vengeful Spirit, his flagship. The Emperor faced down his son, and after a heated battle and 64 novels, the
Yeah, that's an entire bookshelf in and of itself, especially depending on how thick each book is. Oh god.
Emperor managed to obliterate Horus on a subatomic level, but not before his favorite son was able to mortally wound the Emperor. As the dust the traitors fled from Terra, the Emperor's body was dragged back onto the Golden Throne, where it sits permanently to assure that it continues to function.
Slowly rotting and turning into a skeleton while also being fed the screaming souls of 1,000 Seikers a day. Or it might be more than 1,000. I think 1,000 is just the baseline, but yeah, you know. Fun things. Grimdark is fun.
A corpse forced to constantly hold back the horrors of the warp and guide humanity with his pale light. And that light is flickering. From there are...
Wait, was that? Wait.
Humanity with his pale light. And that light is flickering.
Oh my god, it's Angron. I was like, wait, which Primarch is that? Oh, it's Angron.
From there, the remaining members of the traitors to the Emperor fled to their respective safe havens. These are the veterans of the Long War, the spiteful, and to them, the wronged. Those who would let the galaxy burn if it means the Imperium gets caught in the flames. These are the... And what?
Chaos Space Marines. Oh, they're fun. Oh, they are fun. Of course we got, right, no, because we've been talking about Chaos a bit. And then we got to that. No, because we did Chaos before, and then it was like the Imperial Navy and stuff. So, makes sense that we take a bit to get to the Chaos Marines first.
What are the achievements of your fragile Imperium?
Ooh.
It is a corpse rotting slowly from within while maggots writhe in its belly. It was built with the toil of heroes and giants, and now it is inhabited by frightened weaklings to whom the glories of those times are half-forgotten legends. I have forgotten nothing, and my wisdom has expanded far beyond mere mortal frailties. The Horus Heresy saw the collapse of the Imperium as we knew it at the time, and half of the Space Marine legions fell to the ruinous powers. Though the favored son, War Master Horus, was killed and the rebellion ended, the heretical forces retreated to the warp and remain a constant threat to this day. The twisted reminder of what the temptations of the warp may bring, the Chaos Space Marines act as a mirror to the loyal legions, and as time progresses, their warp taint further changes them to suit the needs of their patron deity.
Oh yeah, no, Chaos Space Marines as their Chaos mutations progress get absolutely fucked up. Like, it's really cool, like, high tier, like, Chaos Marines can look really cool, just in, like, a very grotesque way, but ooh, man. Ooh, yeah, it is, The way it goes, man, oh, chaos corruption is a wonderful thing. And I mean that ironically.
Though marred and absolutely mangled by the ruinous powers, they are still unmistakably Space Marines in stature and shape, and according to them, they have never been more free. After the heresy, the loyal legions of Space Marines became very strict in their organization, and their separation into separate chapters with capped numbers and other formalities was done to prevent any form of heresy from happening again.
Yeah, I mean, there's been attempts at least, and yeah, hey, the Dark Angels don't like to talk about that time half their legion went chaos. What do you mean? What? No, what did I say? What did I just say? Nothing, I didn't say anything. What? What followed? What followed? They don't exist.
The Chaos Space Marines are a bit different. Ultimately, these Marines are subject to the primary legions that fell to chaos.
God, look at that design. That is the most metal album shit ever, and I love it.
In the first place, the majority of these legions, the Black Legion, the Word Bearers, Iron Warriors, Alpha Legion, and the Night Lords, are supporters of chaos undivided. Either
just as I had the... I hate balkanization, what the fuck?
they're enjoying the powers of all chaos gods, or sometimes shunning them altogether. But a few of them follow a very specific chaos god. Thousand Sons are followers of Tzeentch, the Death Guard follows Nurgle, Slaanesh has their claws in the Emperor's Children, and the World Eaters are avid followers of Khorne.
Yeah, what did I say about the way chaos mutations go and the shit that does to people? Like, god damn!
From there, the legions themselves are separated into roaming.
Oh, hey, Noise Marines. Those guys are scary. Those guys are... Ooh, they are no joke.
War bands that may go under their own unique names or may stake a claim to one of the primary legions. Most of the gear and armor of a Chaos Space Marine remains the same, but stylistically it changes quite a bit to reflect the intention of the legion or their patron god. The Death Guard's armor has become rotted and full of gaping mouths.
God, look at that. It's so... Oh, God, it's so fucked up. I love it. I love how unashamedly gross anything that has to do with Nurgle is. Just rot and mouths and gnarled teeth in tons and... It makes the gag reflex kick in just looking at it sometimes.
Plague-filled boils. The World Eater's sharp and violent armor reflects their bloodthirst, and the chaotic noise of the Emperor's Children armor, nipple rings included, due to the taint of chaos, the armor itself becomes less about plating and more about a new skin for any given Chaos Space Marine. The Chaos Space Marines have no true fear of death or numbers diminishing. There are still major recruitment efforts for their legions. However, conscription recruits is a lot more chaos-fueled and is more of a forced assimilation, and in some instances, breeding.
Excuse me? Well, we're going back. What was that book? Oh. Cool. Oh. We're just gonna get that off screen and keep going. Hey, anyone remember the Broodmother from Dragon Age Origins? Because that just made me remember that. Yeah, Hey, remember when Dragon Age was dark as fuck? Yeah, I do too. Anyway.
The organ implementations and other modifications are the same, and the necessity of a gene seed remains the same, but the result is a hell of a lot different. Understanding...
Yeah, I would imagine it would be quite different.
Space Marines is a difficult exercise. If we took my original video 5 years back and looked at the Imperial Knights section, it mainly focuses on big stompy robots. Now that I understand more, I can discuss the Code Chivalric, the Throne Mechanicum, Squires, and Monarchs, and bring some more context to it all. To assume Chaos Space Marines are simply the opposite side of Space Marines would be foolish, for once you understand the plight of their Primarchs, it can provide a context always needed. Horus himself turned through an overwhelming weight on his shoulders and lies told by his father. But what of Angron? Angron lived as a slave gladiator.
I mean, also, there's some help from Erebus when it came to, Horus turning, but, that's semantics at this point. At this point, we're getting to semantical things. Anyway.
For his planet's masters, who took Dark Age technology and shoved it into his brain, so experiencing any emotion other than rage was agony for him.
Yeah, see those things that look like dreadlocks on Angron's head? Those ain't dreads. Those aren't dreads. Those are implants. They're like the nails or whatever they're called. Those are the implants going into his brain to make sure he can't feel anything other than rage. Those ain't fancy warrior dreads.
He finally leads a revolt for his fellow gladiators and frees himself from the confines of servitude. The Emperor finds him and says he will take him home, but Angron refuses. He will fight with his friends against the tyranny of his slave owners to the last. At the final last stand with him and his closest friends, slave gladiators, all of them outnumbered and on the verge.
Okay, can't lie though. That art of like gladiator Angron goes so hard though. Like it goes hard. Oh god, I think that laugh fucked up my throat too.
Of death, the Emperor forcefully teleports Angron to his flagship and none of his compatriots.
Yeah, not hard to wonder why Angron would be holding a grudge about that one. Understandable, reasonable crash out.
Leaving Angron to live and watch all of his friends die. You kept that mule Corferon. Russ kept his kin friends. The Lion kept Luther. Humans, brothers, and foster fathers, saved and raised into Legion ranks. But not me. Not Angron, no. Did the Emperor teleport his gold-wrapped custodians down to help me in my army? No. Did he free the Warhounds and order them to battle, fight alongside me? No. Did he save my brothers and sisters the way he spared and honored the Lion's kin, the way he honored Corferon? No, no, and no. No mercy for Angron, Angron the Oathbreaker, Angron the Betrayer.
Yeah, it's kind of understandable why Angron crashed out. Now, that is, that's understandable. Completely understandable crash out, my friend.
Conrad Kurz lived as a lonely boy, scrounging the dregs of a hive city plagued by constant visions of an assassin sent to murder him by his own father. Lorgar was born on a world of chaos worshippers with abusive parents, and the Emperor decided the best way to reprimand him was destroy his holy city.
By the way, the Ultramarines did that one.
Robbed Mortarion of vengeance and suppressed Magnus at every turn. The question isn't why the Primarchs rebelled. The question is, why didn't they sooner? To them, they are not the betrayers. They are the betrayed. They were under the boot of a golden tyrant, and they finally could be free from his heel. Of course, things have changed a lot since the heresy, and the Primarchs of the Chaos Space Marines that have survived the fall are a twisted variant of what they used to be.
A lot of them shadows of what they weren't for, with a lot of their justifications for why they did kind of just gone to the wind. Like, there was a time when they were honestly justified, and you could understand why they betrayed good old Emps. Now they're kind of just as much of a problem, if not worse in some ways. Such as 40k.
They have all, for the most part, ascended to the position of Demon Prince and act as a direct connection between their god and their legion. However, due to the nature of the transformation and dedication to a particular chaos god, their actions tend to be separate from their legion's actions. For example, is so infatuated with being a Demon Prince of Slaanesh that he is at times far too focused on his own personal perfection as opposed to conquest and sitting around like Frankfurter on his throne. Meanwhile, Lord is being stalked by a bird, so he... Okay. I'll let Bricky finish, but I gotta give context. He's always on edge.
Okay, context, right? So, one of the big mysteries has always been where some of the loyal Primarchs have been, right? Like, so far we've had Gilliman in the Lion return. I think Jakatai Khan might be up next. I don't really know. I haven't been caught up on, like, which loyalist Primarchs have fully come back and are playable on tabletop now. But we do know what happened to the Raven Guard Primarch. Why is my... Corvus Corax. We do know what happened with Corvus. He chased Lorgar into the warp, and being in the warp tapped into the natural Seiker abilities that every Primarch has. Like, they all have a natural Seiker ability. Some of them aren't full Seikers, but they do have the latent potential there because God Emperor's kids. So they tapped into that in the warp, and it awakened that potential within Corvus Corax. And he has turned from a Primarch into a goddamn demonic raven entity who has been hounding Lorgar for gods know how long. It is fucking metal as shit, and it is also so goddamn funny. It is so funny that the reason why Lorgar hasn't been seen out of the warp is because Corvus, who's turned into a goddamn demon bird, has been hounding his ass the entire time. It's so funny. Let's down back. I need to see the meme. Hey, Lorgar, run. Yeah, that's kind of been Lorgar's life for a good few centuries, if not millennia. It's so funny. Finding out about that was so funny, man.
The most adamant against the temptations of the Chaos Gods, Perturabo, was even made a demon prince as a reward for being the one who did the most work on the group project.
Perturabo, aka the entire reason the Horus Heresy even worked to begin with. Our favorite salty son of a bitch, the guy who has such a terrible personality, but who balances it by actually being good at his job. Purdy is an asshole. Don't be mistaken. He's a goddamn asshole. He's a petty little son of a bitch who constantly whines and groans about not getting his way and people always overlooking things he thinks he would be better at. But the worst part is that he's not wrong. The worst part is that he's good at his job and that he has a point. He's just such a dick about it, man. He's just, like, he's good at his job, but you hate him so much because he never shuts up about being good at his job. It's so fun. He's such a dick, though.
Chaos Space Marines are a fascinating faction because there is a great deal of cognitive dissonance that is represented in them. Depending on which faction you follow, your devotion to chaos is a sliding scale, and the representation in the universe is so varied. Some are there to reap a high tally of kills for their patron deity, while others are there purely to destroy the Imperium who wronged them. Some are there to torture and maim, and some are there to conquest and conquer. There is no unifying glue. They fight each other as much as they fight everyone else, and the nations are entirely up to their warband.
See, this is a good way to continue to justify also having the Chaos Space Marines fight each other in tabletop, because, like, basically part of the tabletop with the war game is finding justification to have these different groups and factions fight amongst each other for basically the lulz, and you can come up with any reason. Chaos warbands just fight each other because they feel like it. Orcs fight everybody for fun. Tau fight everyone for survival because they've only been here for like 6 millennia and God knows everyone else in the galaxy is older than them. Humans, the Imperium, dog, they fight amongst each other all the fucking time for no reason. There's endless ways to justify having your tabletop fights be between sub-factions that are objectively a part of the same overall umbrella group. Anyway, let's continue. Let's at least finish the Chaos Space Marine segment, because we've already been here for over half an hour.
You have all walked different paths, but together, we have come to the same destination. The Emperor has failed us. The Imperium has failed us all. It has failed us by the laxity of its laws, the decadence of its culture, and in the injustices heaped upon those of us who serve the most loyally. It has failed us by never recognizing our virtues, never rewarding us for the blood we shed and bringing about its ascendancy, and never providing unity when we needed it most. It has failed us by being flawed to its core, imperfect in its pursuit of a perfect culture, and in its weakness against the encroachment of Xenos breeds that seek to twist humanity to alien ends. And it has failed us, most of all, by being founded upon lies. The Imperium is forged by a dangerous deceit and erodes us all by demanding we sacrifice truth on the altar of necessity. This is an empire propagated by sin that deserves to die. And here on Istvan V, we begin the purge. From these ashes shall rise the new kingdom of mankind, an Imperium of justice, faith, and enlightenment. An Imperium heralded, commanded, and protected by the avatars of the gods themselves. An empire strong enough to stand through a future of blood and fire. Naturally, however.
Yeah, that sounds like something Lorgar said. I don't know the source of the quote, but that sounds like some Lorgar shit.
As I have said before, Space Marines do not make up the bulk of the fighting force in the Imperium. So it would be ludicrous for me to not mention their dark cousins. The Code Chivalry is the sign of the power of the Imperial Knights. But what about the...
Okay. Much as I want to continue, let's take, before we end, because we've already been here for over 35 minutes, and, I don't like going too long, because things, so we have the Dark Mechanicum and Chaos Knights, then we have the Custodes, the Orcs, Agents of the Imperium, the Sororitas, the Tau, and then the Knights. Okay. Here is, you know what? How long is this segment? 15. Okay, this segment's only 7 minutes. You know what? I'll shut up for a while, and I'll let this play out where we can finish up Chaos, and then next week we'll come back and start from the Custodes. Okay? I'm debating it. I'll shut up, and I'll let Bricky talk. This is only a 7-minute section. Let's let it play. I'm going to let it play. I will make my commentary a bit more sparse, because I actually don't know a lot about the Dark Mechanicum. So this is going to be me getting a lesson. I don't know a lot about these guys. So let's just go. I'll let Bricky talk, and I'll interrupt as necessary for the sake of making sure the reaction is the way it should, to be fair. Anyway.
The ruinous powers claimed during the Horus Heresy extended beyond just the Space Marines and the Primarchs. Mars itself was subject to a revolution that saw half of them fall to chaos as well. And some of the once loyal knight houses saw themselves swearing fealty to the Dark Gods. The falling of these factions allows for the war machine of chaos to continue uninterrupted and to have firepower equal to that of the Imperium itself.
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Yeah, in case we wondered where the Chaos Warbands were getting their logistics from, half of the Mechanicum also went Chaos, so hey, there's that.
Dark Mechanicum, as the name suggests, is the Chaos-affiliated branch of the Mechanicus, and have a lot more free reign, much like the freedoms of the Chaos Space Marines. The seeds of the Dark Mechanicum were planted fairly early, due to some of the Mechanicum not really seeing the Emperor as the Omnissiah immediately. And
yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair, yeah.
Horus exploited this to allow the schism to happen a bit more naturally. Unlike the Imperial Brothers, the Dark Mechanicum have the ability to invent and innovate. What a concept.
Yeah, what a concept. Actually improving on technologies and not just praying everything you have continues to work. Jeez, what a novel idea.
While also utilizing forbidden technologies such as the Silica Animus or AI. The Dark Mechanicum do have their own desires to find lost technologies and put them to use, but they're more interested in taking ancient and forbidden technology from Imperial worlds and activating them for their own purposes.
I mean, look, when the phrase is basically, hey, you're not supposed to do this, it sounds like their entire thing is going, really? Bet. Anyway.
Because what good is a bunch of knob and tube wiring if you don't overload it with as many extension cords as possible?
That's a fire hazard. That is such a fire hazard, dog.
However, instead of being clear-cut and more generalized creations, the inventions of the Dark Mechanicum are inherently tied with the warp and its demons. Genetic experimentation and modification, the fusion of man and machine are exceptionally common, and no creation is more reflective of this than the demon engines. Instead of regular tanks and vehicles, the demon engines are machines bound with the presence of demons to make them living war machines.
Yeah. So like the Hellbrutes that I've beat the shit out of in Space Marine 2. Makes sense. God, I need to get back to playing more Space Marine 2. Siege mode is actually really fun in that game. I'm glad that we got it, because God, do I not want to keep repeating the co-op missions ad nauseum just to grind out stuff. Anyway.
Like the vehicles of the Imperium, where a Mechanicus priest may be there to aid in its repair, a Warpsmith sorcerer is there to essentially repair and irritate the demon engine so that it can be a more effective killing machine. In certain factions, like the bitter and siege-loving Iron Warriors, they will lure demons with the promise of glory and easy bloodletting, only to then forcibly trap them into these demonic engines to use as weapons of war against the Imperium.
I think I remember Bricky mentioning this in another video when he talked. Yeah, I think he brought this up in his Legions video with the Iron Legion about that that's kind of one of the most metal things they do, where they don't willingly make demon engines. No, they forcibly make demon engines because they hate chaos too. Okay, they just hate everybody. It's so metal. Oh god, should I rewatch the Legions video now? It's been like over a year and I've like come way further as a VTuber. Would that be a fun little thing to do? Just retread that and talk about it again? That would be funny, I think, maybe.
Some lesser gods, like Vashtor the Archifane, is
Ooh.
also a contract and arms dealer for the demonic stuff that...
Dude, that design is so metal, though. What the hell? Dude, I love Cyber Demon stuff. It is so cool on a conceptual level. God, that's so cool.
Comes out of chaos. Many demons may sign a pact with Vashtor in the soul forges of the warp, and in doing so are given the weapons of war to kill as much as they can. Should they do so, excellent, you may keep it. Should you not, I hope you enjoy your soul working in the forges for all eternity. That's what you signed with blood and oil. In addition, much like their ties in the Loyalist realm, the Dark Mechanicum and the Chaos Knight houses are deeply intertwined. There were, of course, many Knight houses that swore fealty and bent the knee to War Master Horus during the heresy, but a good portion of them had no choice, as they were absorbed by warp storms and corrupted into compliance.
Yeah, that would do it. That would definitely do it.
Many of these Chaos Knights reflect the very early Dark Age technology knights with more corrupted weapons. The Throne Mechanicum, which once had a noble sitting and taking control of generations of previous drivers and taming a beast, is now a saddle to a monstrosity of wrath and hatred. The nobles of the Chaos Knights fight to aggravate and bring the machine to their will while combating the corrupted minds of their fallen ancestors.
Oh, that sounds demented as hell. Oh man. Okay, so let's frame this then. So if the normal Knight Legion is like the minds of your ancestors who've been imprinted on the machine working with you to control the knights, this is like you're piloting the thing and fighting against the demented voices of your chaos mad ancestors, fighting against the machine spirit as well. Oh my god, dude. These guys must be raving fucking lunatics. Holy shit.
Some of these nobles may do such a good job that they themselves fuse into the throne itself and become one with the knight.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
If a noble dies, no worries at all.
Actually, I think I remember seeing like an image of like the model for like the cockpit of a Chaos Knight, and it's like just the guy is basically melding with his seat into the mecha itself. God.
Unlike the Imperial ones that require a pilot.
That reminds me actually that there was an idea I had when it comes to like one of the stories I'm writing with which is a mecha thing of like, I have this whole idea that's like super late story of a character using one of the like super powerful machines that some of the characters get a hold of, but it's like he can't properly use it because of the kind of human he is. And when he does, it basically mutates the thing into a monster, and he just starts to meld into the cockpit and just machine body horror. Basically just Chaos Knight shit. It's just Chaos Knight shit, basically.
Pilot, a demon can hop into the cockpit and control it instead.
Oh no.
The Night Worlds also see full corruption as well. Where there were once peasants, there are now cultists, and the goal of the Chaos Knights are just as chaotic as the gods they follow. Some are sent to war by the ruinous powers. Others may protect Dark Mechanicum Forge worlds, and others still may be so hyped up on the ruinous powers that they are just aimless and reckless, hoping to unravel the fabric of the universe itself. Though the aspect of no...
Turn off the stream you're at. Oh my god, that's funny. Turn off the stream, your actual webcam just turned on.
Ability is still there with the Chaos Knight, but it's hardly the same as it is on the Imperial side, as opposed...
I appreciate Shabby making jokes. I wish I could read them without having to pause.
To a beautiful knightly stallion, the knights here are horrifying and unpredictable monstrosities, fueled in part by the agony of the memories of the ancestors trapped within.
Yeah, going by those skull faces, I can imagine. Jesus.
Invasion by a house of Chaos Knights is a horrifying thing. One might ask, how do knights enter the battlefield?
I mean, orbital drop sounds appropriate.
Normally they can be deployed via dropships, the standard way, but Imperial Knights can be deployed with a drop keep. A gigantic knight keep with like towers and stuff will hurtle towards the surface like a drop pod and be slammed into the ground with an excessively thunderous crash. Then, massive drawbridges slam down, banners unfurl and huge horns play the song of their people as these lumbering robots charge out of their, again, drop keep to fight for the Imperium.
Wait, that's so cool though! Wait, okay, like, Space Marine drop pods are already one of the coolest things I've seen in 40k. You're telling me that Knights do that times 11. Let's just drop a castle from orbit and then charge out of it. Tactically deployed castle. I love that shit. Okay, now how did the Chaos Knights make it so much worse?
So imagine.
Oh wait, that probably levels like half the battlefield too when you think about it. Dropping something that big from orbit. Yeah, no, when that hits terminal velocity, dog, that's gonna do so much damage just on impact. Anyway.
What a warp-fueled version of this could look like.
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
Oh.
Chaos Knight.
Oh my god. Oh, yogurt. 15 signs you are yogurt male, super rare, and is it better than alpha? What the fuck?
Have such a presence, the warp fluctuates in their tread. They bring doom, dread, and despair across the battlefield. Warp storms occur overhead, and psychic phenomenon cling to them. A Chaos Knight will arrive either in some warp-debased platform, or perhaps a portal itself, or climb out of a pool of blood. As the air gets heavy, the enemy feels a crippling sense of paranoia, and the sky begins to rain blood, acid, and God knows what else.
God, that is metal as shit.
The horrors of the warp have resulted in a dramatic change in technology in the favor of their forces. Though in practice, it is a horror beyond comprehension, their baseline desires don't seem that radical on paper. They are creative leaders, working to innovate and improve technology while utilizing anything they can to accomplish their STEM goals. Looking at the dark forces of chaos and the Emperor now on his golden throne, humanity is fractured. The Emperor himself is the guiding light for warp travel for humanity, and in being that exists as a beacon for the entire species. Without him, things would get somehow worse. Therefore, he needs his protectors. Where a Thunder Warrior wasn't enough for his armies, and half of his Space Marines turned traitor, the Emperor's personal bodyguards are something else entirely. They are not the fallible Astartes, nor are they a nightmarish concoction of organs and indoctrination. They are built and gene-crafted, science bordering on magic.
One of my favorite groups. We'll talk about them later, though.
They number 10,000 strong, and each of them is a hero. They are the rare.
Okay, we'll talk about the Custodians next time, because they're one of my favorite groups just purely on the basis of badass elite faction who alone, individually, count for 1,000 of the guys who already count for 1,000 of the other guys. But we'll talk about them later, because we're already almost an hour into this recording. Let me double check that. Yeah, we're 48 minutes in. Anyway, we're done for now. Until next time, when we continue on, I'm glad I decided to go a bit longer. We'll talk about this and get through more of the Imperium, because we got some more long segments coming up. So, that said, thank you for watching. If you sat through the whole thing, thank you very much. I'll see you in the comments, probably a bit later, because I will be at work when this video goes live. Anyway, until then, see y'all next time. I need to go make dinner.